Hello, friends, family, strangers. I'm Thomas Gold. This is Nuggets of Gold, and I've got a particular nugget on my mind today. I began doing some work in the garden over the last couple of days, and guess what? None of my kids have any interest in helping Dad prep the soil, at least not yet. I was going out there with a rake, pulling up some of last year's weeds, starting to deal with some of the autumn wreckage in the garden. And no, nobody wanted to come and get their hands dirty with Dad, get a little sweaty with Dad. And it brought to my attention that, my kids don't often seem to be chasing big goals. They're not often pushing themselves beyond their requirements, their minimum requirements. And I'm not here today to talk about disciplining children. I'm not here today to talk about problems in my parenting. I'm sure I have several flaws in my parenting, but I wore this shirt today. It says strive. I wanted to talk with you. I wanted to talk to myself today about strive. And I don't know if that's in reverse on this video. Maybe it looks like everts. If it looks like everts to you, that's a completely different nugget. But I've got striving on my mind. And I'm going to read a verse real quick, because we have some choices in our lives of if we approach things like me getting my hands dirty in the garden, or my kids saying, no, thank you, I'm not interested, and staying on the couch reading their children's type of comic books. So here is the verse that I've been thinking today in tandem with this word strive. It's from Hebrews chapter 12, parts of verse 1, parts of verse 2. It says, "Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus." And so there's two activities that we are called to in this verse. Let us lay aside the weights that would drag us down from our race, including the sins which stick to us, they cling to us, they entangle our interests, they entangle our efforts. Let us lay them aside and let us run with endurance the race that is laid before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus. I want to remind you, your spiritual life doesn't grow on its own. It doesn't grow by accident. In fact, this verse tells us that if we are not striving, we are going to find ourselves wrapped up and entangled by sin, because sin clings so closely. Do you find that in your life? Do you find that it's easy to be lazy? It's easy to get angry. It's easy to be selfish. It's easy to make excuses for your own comfort, or for pushing others aside and not loving others above yourself. The sin that clings so closely. Our spiritual life requires striving. It is not going to go forward accidentally. It is not going to go forward by wishful thinking. Again, the two instructions here: let us lay aside every weight and let us run with endurance the race that is marked out for us. Your race is probably very different than my race, but both of us are headed in the same direction, because it is looking to Jesus. It is looking at my life. Where am I at? What is going on inside of me? What is going on around me? And how do I pursue Jesus in the midst of this? And how do I worship Jesus within the midst of what he has given me and called me to care for? I want you to strive. I want you to bear fruit. I want you to live. I don't want your garden to be full of weeds because you took up the comic book version of your life. I want you to get out. I want you to get your hands dirty. I want you to run the race. Run with endurance. Endurance means expect difficulty. Expect hardship. Expect to have to push through your excuses and obstacles from other things around you. Strive. Look to Jesus and let him make a beautiful garden out of your life. Let him bear fruit. Fruit that not only you will eat, but the beauty of the fruit of our lives is that others get to enjoy that fruit. Others get to enjoy our patience. Others get to enjoy our generosity. Others get to enjoy our spiritual healthiness. It feeds them. It blesses them. So strive, looking to Jesus in order to bear fruit that will bring you joy and it will bring goodness to the lives of others. Strive! Until we see you next time.